In the quiet town of Meadow Ridge, Pennsylvania, where nothing much ever happened, people were stunned when a murder shocked the community in May 2023. The crime wasn't random. It wasn't the work of a stranger or a burglar. It happened inside a home shared by three people: a nurse, her boyfriend, and her sister. The murder was the final chapter of a twisted love triangle that began with lies and ended with a knife. Claire Wilkins was a 32-year-old emergency room nurse. She worked long hours but was known for being calm under pressure and dedicated to her patients. At home, she lived with her boyfriend, Nathan Caldwell, a 34-year-old gym owner and personal trainer. They had been in a relationship for nearly 7 years. To their neighbors and co-workers, they looked like the perfect couple. That illusion changed when Claire's younger sister, Amber, came to stay with them. Amber, 25, had just gone through a breakup and needed a place to live temporarily. Claire opened her home without hesitation. She had always looked out for her little sister and wanted to help her get back on her feet. In the beginning, everything seemed normal. Amber got along with Nathan, helped out around the house, and spent most of her days applying for jobs. Claire continued her busy work schedule, often gone overnight during her hospital shifts. But gradually, small changes caught her attention. Nathan became secretive. He was spending more time on his phone, locking it when he didn't before. He claimed to be working extra hours at the gym but often came home late without much explanation. Amber, once eager to talk and spend time with Claire, grew distant and quiet. The tension in the house grew. One night, after a particularly long shift, Claire found a second phone hidden under a pile of laundry in Nathan's gym bag. It was locked, but a few notifications had popped up on the screen. Amber's name appeared multiple times. The next day, she carefully searched Amber's room while she was out. There, in a drawer beneath a stack of magazines, Claire found a set of printed photographs. They were of Amber and Nathan, together at restaurants, in parks, and even one of them kissing in what looked like a hotel room. Claire didn't say a word. She didn't scream or cry. Instead, she started planning. She saved the photos. She went back to the hospital and used her skills to quietly obtain a small audio recorder, the kind used during patient interviews. She placed it in the living room behind a decorative vase where she knew Nathan and Amber often sat and talked when she was gone. Over the next 2 weeks, she collected hours of recordings. On one of them, Nathan and Amber discussed how Claire was becoming suspicious and how things would be easier once she was out of the way. They didn't mention any violent plans, but the tone was serious. The betrayal was no longer just about infidelity. Claire began to wonder if they were planning to remove her from the picture. Maybe not through murder, but by manipulating her emotionally, taking over the house, or damaging her career. The breaking point came on the night of May 14th. Police received a 911 call from Claire at 11:36 p.m. Her voice was calm. She told the operator that there had been a stabbing and that someone was seriously injured. When officers arrived, they found Nathan lying on the kitchen floor. He had a single stab wound to the chest. Claire stood nearby, covered in blood, holding a kitchen towel to his wound. Amber was sitting on the couch, shaking and crying uncontrollably. Paramedics rushed Nathan to the hospital, but it was too late. He died within an hour of arrival. Claire was arrested on the scene and charged with second-degree murder. Amber told police that Claire and Nathan had been arguing and that Claire suddenly snapped and stabbed him. But when detectives reviewed the evidence, Claire's story changed the direction of the case. She handed over the photographs and the voice recordings. She told the police everything, that she had discovered the affair, collected the evidence, and feared they were planning something against her. She said she had confronted Nathan about the affair, and that during the argument he became aggressive. She claimed she grabbed a knife from the counter in self-defense. The investigation revealed more. Amber had emptied Claire's savings account days before the murder using stolen login credentials. She had also attempted to forge Claire's signature on a property transfer form. The plan appeared more calculated than it seemed at first. Amber and Nathan had been preparing to take over Claire's house and money, likely hoping to drive her out emotionally and financially. The final twist came when detectives retrieved a deleted audio file from Claire's recorder. It was recorded just hours before the stabbing. Nathan and Amber were arguing. Nathan sounded angry, saying he didn't want to go through with their plan anymore. Amber accused him of backing out and leaving her with nothing. The tone was tense, and the final sentence Nathan said was chilling. "We've already come this far. There's no walking away now." During the trial, the prosecution argued that Claire acted out of jealousy and rage. They said she had planned to kill Nathan after discovering the affair. The defense told a different story, that Claire was pushed to the edge, emotionally manipulated, financially deceived, and that she feared for her safety. They argued that the stabbing wasn't planned, but the result of months of betrayal and a confrontation that turned violent. After a 2-week trial, the jury found Claire guilty of voluntary manslaughter, not murder. They believed she had not planned the killing but had lost control in the heat of the moment. She was sentenced to 12 years in prison. Amber was charged with fraud, identity theft, and conspiracy to commit theft. She took a plea deal and received 5 years in prison. The house on Maple Drive remains vacant. Neighbors still walk past it with unease, remembering the headlines and police cars. What was once a quiet home became a crime scene born out of lies, betrayal, and desperation. The story of Claire Wilkins became a national sensation. A nurse who kept others alive every day, destroyed by the 2 people she trusted most. It is a haunting reminder that betrayal doesn't always come from strangers. Sometimes it comes from inside your own home, and when the truth is finally exposed, the fallout can be deadly.